Hello, my students. Hope you are very well and having a good day. Welcome to a new spelling lesson. Today's lesson is about suffixes y, ly, and full. We said earlier that the root word is like the trunk of the tree. It's the word with nothing added on it. We can add more meaning to this root word or base word by adding a few letters before it, and we call those letters prefixes. Pre means before. And we can add more meaning to the base word by adding a few letters after the root word, and we call those letters suffixes. So where do suffixes come? After the base word. Like in these examples, we have comfort, we can make it uncomfortable. Regular becomes irregular, and we make it also an adverb by saying irregularly. So where do we find suffixes? We find them here, after the base word. A suffix is a word part. What is the suffix? A word part that is added where? It's added after a root word or base word. I want you to read carefully after me, please. Windy, snowy, helpful, careful, safely. Do you see the suffixes in these words? What's the base in this word? The base word is wind, and we have y added to it. And in this word, the base is snow, and y is a suffix that is added to it. Here we have the base word help with the suffix full. And what's the base here? The base word is care. The base is care and the suffix is full. And what's the base in this word? It's safe. And what's the suffix? ly. Now we will come to know the meanings of each of these suffixes. Y, we use it after a base word to change a noun to an adjective. What does y do after a base word? It changes a noun to an adjective. Like in these examples, we have the noun wind. We can change it to an adjective by simply adding y on it, so it becomes windy, windy weather. Snow, the noun, can become the adjective snowy. And we can change the noun luck to the adjective lucky. The noun mess can be changed to the adjective messy. So from a name of something we can change the word to a word that describes by adding y to it. Very easy. Now we come to the suffix full. This suffix is very easy. It means full of. And we use it like we use the suffix y for the same reason, to change a noun to an adjective. So what does full do? This suffix, it changes a noun to an adjective. Let's see how through some examples. The noun meaning can be turned to the adjective meaningful. The noun joy can be turned to the describing word joyful. The noun success can be changed to successful. And we can turn the noun care to the adjective careful. Now we come to the third and last suffix we have today, That is ly. You remember why we use ly? Of course you do. Ly changes an adjective to an adverb. How do you form the adverbs of how? By adding ly to an adjective. So ly changes adjectives to adverbs. Let's see some examples. The adjective safe that describes a noun can be changed to a word that describes a verb by adding ly to it. Safe, safely. Nice, nicely. Slow, slowly. Careful, carefully. Here I want you to be careful. How many suffixes we have on this word? We have 2. The first suffix changed the noun care to what? To an adjective. Then we changed the adjective careful to what? To an adverb by adding ly on it. So this means we can use more than one suffix on a root word to add more meaning to it. I want you to please open page 112 on your RN book and do this simple exercise with me. Here they tell you to circle the word that matches each picture. So you circle one of these words that matches the given picture. Then you write the word that you choose on this line. After that, you underline the suffix. Now, let's start with number 1. Which word matches this picture? You know what we call this? This is called a windmill. And the windmill works when the weather is what? Wonder or windy? Please circle the answer. Now write it on the line. After you write it, please underline the suffix. Number 2. The girl is feeding her parrot. So how can we describe her? Is she helpful or hopping? Please circle the right answer. Write it on the line. Underline the suffix. Number 3. How can you describe this weather? Is it snowing or snowy? Write it down. Then underline the suffix. How is the boy in number 4 riding his bike? Is he riding it safely or softer? Write the answer down and please underline the suffix. And the last one. How can you describe these kids? Are they careful or hurting? Please write down the answer and underline the suffix. That's it. Now let's move on to the second part of our spelling lesson, which is changing Y to I. We talked about this earlier in so many lessons, and one of those lessons was, do you remember? It's our recent grammar lesson, comparative and superlative adjectives. We said when an adjective ends in Y that has a consonant before it, we change Y to I, then add ER, or change Y to I and add EST. Now in this lesson we are dealing with plural nouns. We will see how to make plurals of nouns that end in Y. Actually, we have 2 rules. I told you before, you gotta be careful with Y. Wherever you see it, you gotta look behind it. Always look behind Y. Look behind Why? If you see a sleepy, lazy consonant like B, R, L, M, what do? The sleepy consonant will allow you to change Y to I. Then you add what? ES. So whenever we find a sleepy consonant before Y, we change Y to I, then add ES. Baby, the singular noun baby becomes the plural noun babies. Diary becomes diaries. Fly becomes flies. Army becomes armies. Dictionary becomes dictionaries. So in all of these plural nouns, we changed Y to I, then added ES. And why could we change it to I? Because there is a sleepy, lazy consonant behind it. But when we find a powerful vowel, you remember the 5 powerful vowels? A, E, I, O, U. When we find one of these powerful vowels, can we touch the Y? Can we change it? Can we remove it? Of course not, because the powerful vowel will protect its friend, Y. So when you find these two together, a vowel with Y, you keep the Y as it is and you simply add S to make a plural noun. Like in these examples. Toy becomes toys, boy becomes boys, key becomes keys, and bay becomes bays. Now please open page 37. Let's read the directions. Read the word, then change Y to I and add ES to make the word mean more than one. This means to change a singular noun to plural. Write the new word. So I want you now to write the plural of pony, and please apply the rule on it carefully. Number 2, change the singular noun puppy to a plural noun. 3, change the singular noun baby to a plural noun. After you finish, I want you to please write 2 sentences with the words that you wrote. So here you wrote 3 words, and I want you to choose only any 2 of them and make a sentence of each one. So you put the noun in the plural form, please. Waiting for your answers. Do it well and carefully. Bye bye.